Justin Timberlake's tour may have ended, but the real story is just beginning. What fans thought was fatigue, what critics called laziness, just got a powerful diagnosis.
I think I just needed a break.
Yeah.
And which was tough for me to swallow because I'm like, let's keep going. My doctors were like,
In a heartfelt Instagram post, Justin revealed he's been quietly battling Lyme disease, a tick-borne illness that can cause relentless nerve pain, exhaustion, and more. He described it as relentlessly debilitating, sharing it wasn't for pity, but so the world could understand the challenges he's faced behind the scenes. Timberlake wrapped his 2-year Forget Tomorrow World Tour just days ago, but rumors about lackluster performances have swirled online. Critics accused him of barely singing and leaning too heavily on the audience. Now, he says, his diagnosis provides context. His body was battling more than the stress of fame. Despite the pain, he chose to finish his tour. As he wrote, "The joy of performing outweighed physical strain. I'm so glad I kept going," he shared, feeling grateful for the support of his wife Jessica Biel and their 2 sons. So, what exactly is Lyme disease? And why does it knock so many people off their feet? Lyme is a bacterial infection passed to humans through the bite of an infected tick, usually the tiny black-legged kind you'd barely notice on a hike or in your backyard. It sounds simple, but this little bug can cause big problems. At first, the symptoms might feel like a flu that just won't quit: fever, chills, aches, maybe a weird rash that looks like a bullseye. But if left untreated, things can get serious. We're talking facial paralysis, nerve pain, an irregular heartbeat, extreme fatigue, even arthritis. And here's the tricky part. Those symptoms can show up weeks or months after the bite, which makes diagnosis a frustrating maze for many patients. That's why early detection is so crucial. Timely antibiotics can cure it, but delayed diagnosis can lead to years of suffering. And turns out, fame won't protect you from a tick bite. It's a sneaky, stubborn illness, and going public about it, that takes guts. Justin Bieber fans thought he was spiraling, but it wasn't drugs, it was Lyme. In early 2020, Justin revealed he'd been silently fighting both Lyme disease and a nasty case of chronic mono. It hit everything: his skin, his brain, his energy. And while tabloids speculated wildly, the truth was far more sobering. Avril Lavigne. She went from punk princess to bedridden warrior. In 2014, Avril was struck down so hard she thought she was dying. Misdiagnosed multiple times, she eventually found out it was Lyme. Her ballad, Head Above Water, was born from those dark days. Now she's using her voice and her foundation to help others find answers faster than she did. Ben Stiller. Yes, even Zoolander isn't immune. Ben picked up Lyme in Nantucket and found himself with a mysterious swollen knee. Doctors finally figured it out. He's symptom-free now, but realistic. Lyme doesn't ever leave your system. Blue Steel couldn't scare it off either. Kelly Osbourne bitten by a tick at her dad Ozzy's reindeer sanctuary. Kelly lived with traveling pains for years before learning the truth. She was afraid to go public, worried it sounded like a trendy celeb disease. But she eventually chose to speak out and advocate for herself and others. Alec Baldwin. In 2011, Alec casually dropped that he had chronic Lyme, then elaborated years later. Bitten twice, he endured recurring flu-like symptoms every summer for 5 years. The first time, he truly thought he was going to die. Now, he's a hawk about tick checks, especially for his kids and dogs. Bella Hadid Lyme runs in the family. Bella revealed her years-long battle in a 2023 Instagram post, sharing photos from her treatment and an emotionally raw message. She said she wouldn't change a thing, that the suffering made her who she is. After 15 years of invisible illness, Bella's finally found some peace and purpose. And this is one story that reminds us, health struggles can touch anyone, and sometimes the most powerful thing a public figure can do is simply tell the truth. And as if health struggles weren't enough, Timberlake's name recently made headlines again. This time for all the wrong reasons. Let's rewind to that night he was arrested for driving while intoxicated. Justin Timberlake will be crying us a river in the police department. Yep, you heard that right. Here's the scoop.
Justin Timberlake has been arrested for DWI in the Hamptons on Long Island.
Justin Timberlake got pulled over in the Hamptons for running a stop sign and not staying in his lane. But when the cops started talking to him, it was clear he wasn't, well, exactly sober. According to the police report, his eyes were bloodshot, his speech was slow, he smelled like a bar, and failed a basic sobriety test.
Everything I thought
I'm exhausted.
Timberlake told the officer, "I had one martini, and I followed my friends home." Classic excuse, right?
Gin and tonics! We drink gin and tonics, that's what we drink!
He pleaded not guilty and is due in court on July 26th. Looks like he'll have to explain that martini to the judge.
Ew, this is so cringe. Guilty.
A source told the New York Post that Timberlake muttered, "This is gonna ruin the tour." To which the cop, unaware of the 10-time Grammy winner, asked, "What tour?" Timberlake replied, "The World Tour," referring to his current global The Forget Tomorrow tour, his first worldwide tour in 7 years.
Oh yeah, I'm going on tour.
Looks like it's time for Justin to work on some new hits to introduce himself to Gen Z. And just a day before his arrest, Timberlake's wife, actress Jessica Biel, gushed about the rock of their family, pledging to keep her husband eternally grounded and warm. Well, he got grounded all right, by the police. Well, she's always been supportive of Justin, even through his fair share of backlash. Let's see whether she will stay by his side this time too. So let's take a drive down memory lane and see how their love story blossomed to where they are today.
What date did you get married?
October 19th.
Oh, okay, so we were in September, but we're both coming up on a 10 years of marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake first met Jessica Biel at a birthday party he was hosting for one of his friends in 2007. It wasn't the most romantic setup, and it wasn't a love-at-first kind of situation either. Even Justin said, "There was nothing starry about the way we got together. It was very un-Hollywood-esque." In fact, after the pair were introduced to one another, they started talking, but Justin didn't even ask Jessica for her number. Instead, he went to one of her friends and got her number from them. It's possible that he didn't really get the vibe that she was interested in him, which was why he didn't ask her directly for her number. When Justin did eventually muster up the courage to call Jessica and ask her out, she initially said no.
We didn't kiss for a very long time because he was on tour and we were talking on the phone.
Just a few months into dating, their relationship was made public after pictures of Biel and Timberlake kissing in the UK were made public.
Baby, I love you more than I can put into words or more than any song I could ever write.
The couple went on to date happily over the next 2 years. After their relationship was made public, they didn't really bother to keep things a secret, although they did try and keep the intimate details of their romance to themselves. Well, that is still a Lakers game in 2009 when Justin straddled Jessica in front of thousands of people, just for a little competition.
It's all for charity, isn't it?
Who doesn't want to be mounted in front of 18,000
Yeah, there's your boyfriend. Is that Justin Timberlake right there?
him.
Oh my God, nice going. Shortly after that, you were asked to leave the game.
Over the next year, the couple faced a lot of tabloid attention and rumors regarding their relationship. Neither Jessica nor Justin liked to talk very openly about their romance, so there were many that suspected that they might have broken up. Unfortunately, after months of rumors, Jessica and Justin ended their relationship around the beginning of 2011. Although the relationship was over, Timberlake had nothing but nice things to say about his ex to Vanity Fair. However, it seems that the couple couldn't stay apart for very long. Later that summer, Jessica and Justin were spotted around together, which prompted new rumors that they were back together. At the end of 2011, after about 4 years of dating, the couple made things official when they got engaged over the holiday season. Justin proposed while they were on vacation in Montana.
And all of a sudden, he gets down onto his knees and just sinks into the snow. And then he looks up at me and pulls up this ring. And it was the most lovely.
The couple was over the moon with their engagement, and in 2012, wedding bells rang. Biel and Timberlake tied the knot in a romantic ceremony in Italy, which Jessica described as a total fantasy experience. 100 guests attended the week-long celebration, including famous friends like Jimmy Fallon, Andy Samberg, and Beverly Mitchell. Just 3 years later, Justin announced they were expecting their first child with a cute photo on Instagram featuring him kissing Jessica's pregnant belly. In April of 2015, they welcomed their first child, a son named Silas Randall Timberlake.
It is the most insanely amazing, most beautiful, unbelievable thing that can ever happen to you.
Unfortunately, after 7 years of blissful marriage, the couple was faced with cheating rumors when photos of Justin holding hands with his Palmer co-star Alicia Wainwright during a night out in New Orleans were published. In other photos, Alicia was seen with her hand on Justin's knee. It seemed that the pair were a little too close for comfort, especially considering that he's a married man. However, reps for the singer claimed that Justin had just been drinking heavily and was unsteady on his feet and insisted that nothing was going on between the co-workers. Naturally, the pics went viral, and Timberlake was accused of being unfaithful to his wife. Shortly after, Timberlake publicly apologized to Beale on Instagram, adding that nothing happened between him and Wainwright. An insider close to the couple shared that Jessica was standing up for Justin throughout the scandal and was not going to break up their family because of it. The following month, Justin was faced with more backlash after the documentary Framing Britney Spears was released. Many people criticized Timberlake for the way he treated Spears while they were together during the 1990s and early 2000s. That, along with the long-time criticism of his reaction to his Janet Jackson Super Bowl scandal, prompted Justin to release a formal public apology. In a post on his Instagram, Justin wrote, "I am deeply sorry for the time in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in these moments and in many others." Jessica continued to show her unwavering support for her husband by commenting on the post to say, "I love you." It seems that through all the backlash that Justin has faced throughout his career, Jessica has always been there to support him. She stood by him through all the criticism he's had to face, even when he was spotted out with another woman. There's no doubt that she loves him, and even though they've had their tough times, they've stayed together, which is saying a lot for Hollywood's standards of marriage.